China's modernizing its navy with new spending on destroyers, frigates, submarines, and aircraft carriers. But Beijing still has a long way to go, says King's College professor Jeffrey Till.
The Chinese navy is, if you like, in many ways, the new kid on the block, facing a very steep learning curve.
Till says anti-piracy operations in East Africa have improved China's long-distance naval capabilities, but it's closer to home territorial disputes that most concern U.S. allies.
If China focuses exclusively on, if you like, the defense, in quotes, of its near seas in the East and South China Sea, it would pose a serious risk is the wrong word, but a constraint on the freedom of operation of the U.S. Navy in those particular areas.
The United States is boosting security spending in the Asia-Pacific, with the biggest single increase going to the Philippines. Till says it's not yet an Asian arms race, but greater military spending does increase risks.
Any day in the disputed East and South China Sea could easily generate a crisis that turns a mild competition in risk-taking into a full-blown international crisis at sea.
Chinese claims in the South China Sea are marked on maps by what Beijing calls a 9-dashed line. Johns Hopkins University professor Ruth Wedgwood says Washington could push back harder.
It really is nice to just say howdy howdy every so often by cruising through the South China Sea, blundering your way through those 9 dashed lines that are the historic Chinese Sea, and urging China just to resolve those issues in a legal, gemütlich, neighborly fashion.
President Xi Jinping says China's Navy will defend its maritime boundaries. American Enterprise Institute analyst Michael Oslin says Washington's influence here is limited.
The more pressure that's brought to bear, I honestly don't think is going to change Beijing, but it will make starker the differences in approach. And quite frankly, the question Beijing needs to ask, not only about the South China Sea, but about Japan and the Senkakus and about North Korea, is does it want to be at odds with all of its neighbors?
Oslin says China is facing a clear choice.
It's got tensions with India, it's got tensions with Russia, it's got tensions with Mongolia. Is that the world that Xi Jinping wants to inhabit for the next 10 years? I don't think so.
He says countries that fear Beijing's Navy still want to trade with China, while they see greater security cooperation with the United States. Scott Stearns, VOA News at the State Department.